Pokemon Go is 9 years old, and this is the event that's gonna celebrate it. There's a lot of great things, and with the release of shiny Gimmighoul, higher chance for lucky Pokemon, and much more, here's everything you need to know about this event. So this event is July 1st, 10 a.m. to July 6th, 8 p.m. your local time. We'll have the debut of evolving your party hat Bulbasaur into Ivysaur and Venusaur, meaning 2 new costume Pokemon, as well as for the first time in Pokemon Go, shiny roaming form Gimmighoul will be encounterable. We'll also see the event bonuses of increased chance to become lucky friends during the event, increased chance for Pokemon to become lucky randomly from trades, usually a 5% chance going to a 10%. Pokestops may randomly turn gold, turning them into Pokestops that can get you more items as well as Gimmighoul coins. Increased shiny odds on shiny Pikachu wearing a Kate Cat and shiny Eevee wearing a party hat from raids, most likely 1 in 64. Friendship levels will increase faster than normal when opening gifts, trading, battling in raids together, and trainer battles, so most likely you'll get 2 days instead of 1 per interaction. Pokestops with an active golden lure module as well may drop $9.99 or maybe more Gimmighoul coins, so a bunch of coins to be collected from gold lures. Party hats will be appearing on the map similar to apples, in which if you click on them you will either get items or a Pokemon encounter. There will also be an exclusive special Gimmighoul holding the 9th anniversary coin that will have the 9th anniversary special theme background. This will be able to be shiny, however these ones will not be available through the golden lure module spawns. We'll also have additional timed limited bonuses during the event. From July 1st to the 3rd, half egg incubator distance, the 3rd to the 5th, 2 times catch XP, and the 5th to the 6th, 2 times catch Stardust. The spawns during the event will be Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle wearing a party hat, as well as different spawns on each day. Specifically, Pokemon Go references the first partner Pokemon on certain dates throughout the event, meaning the starter Pokemon. So based on that, we can kind of conclude that on July 1st to the 3rd, we'll have Gen 1, 2, and 3 starters, the 3rd to the 5th, Gen 4, 5, and 6 starters, and the 5th to the 6th, Gen 7, 8, and 9 starters appearing in the wild. 1-star raids during the event will be Pikachu wearing a cake hat and Eevee wearing a party hat. The 5-star raids during the event will be Cobalion. The Mega raids during the event will be Mega Aggron, and the non-event max battles will be Dynamax Shuckle. We'll have exclusive event field research tasks during the event, and specifically rarer field research tasks to get you encounters with Gimmighoul holding the 9th anniversary coin. There'll also be a free timed research during the event that will get you XP, Stardust, and encounters with Bulbasaur wearing a party hat, Wobbuffet in a party hat, and Gimmighoul holding the 9th anniversary coin, and more. There'll also be a paid timed research you can buy for $2 USD in the in-game shop, or you can buy for $5 USD in the in-game shop. This paid time research and 3 max potions, 3 max revives, a star piece, and a party hat avatar item. This timed research, if you do buy it, gets you the following rewards of 1 super incubator, 1 max mushroom, an encounter with a Gimmighoul holding the 9th anniversary coin, and more. Also, we have the return of the masterwork research for shiny Jirachi. If you did not purchase the masterwork research for shiny Jirachi, it will be available for a limited time again in the shop. This masterwork research takes a long time to complete. For example, on page 3, you need to catch 10 Kecleons, making it very, very tough, but it does get you a shiny Jirachi encounter at the end. If you also do purchase this masterwork research, you will get following bonuses during the event of 2 times incense duration, 2 times daily incense duration, although that's already the bonus for the season, so kind of a waste, and 2 times lucky egg duration. There'll also be new avatar items in the shop you can go ahead and buy that look something like the Power Rangers, event exclusive stickers you can collect from spinning Pokestops or opening gifts or purchasing them in the in-game shop. Okay, a lot of people are wondering, how do you get Gimmighoul in Pokemon Go? You might not even have this Pokemon as is. Well, to collect multiple Gimmighouls, you're going to need an item called the coin bag, but unfortunately you can only get this item when you send a postcard from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Scarlet or Violet, so you need a Nintendo Switch and those games. However, if you do get a coin bag similar to an incense, it'll last 30 minutes and it will be spawning Gimmighouls off of it. However, unlike the Melton box, you do need to be moving for this to be effective. If you do not move, you'll only get a Gimmighoul every 5 minutes instead of every minute. You can get a new coin bag every single day, meaning you can use this item every single day if you have access to Scarlet or Violet, and this will be the best way to encounter Gimmighouls. Now, Gimmighoul can also spawn off golden lures. If somebody drops a golden lure, a Gimmighoul could appear off there. However, it won't be the new 9th anniversary one, and it will have a really hard catch rate. But if you don't have a Gimmighoul at all, you can look for the golden lures, but don't mix them up with the random Pokestops that just turn gold, because those are technically different. Overall, during this event, I would highly recommend, if you have access to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, to get a coin bag every day and use it every single day, because getting a shiny Gimmighoul that is a rare Pokemon, it's pretty much as rare as shiny Melton, if you want to say, rarer, I guess you could say. And on the 5th day of sending postcards, you do get a golden lure, which you can then drop to get more Gimmighoul encounters off of the golden lure because it attracts Gimmighouls. Now, if you don't have Pokemon Scarlet or Violet or a way to get a coin bag, the number one option is to either do Gimmighoul field research tasks because it will be available in there, and that will be the 9th anniversary one. Or you could look for people in your local area, going on an app like Campfire, Discord, whatever, however you communicate with people in the local area, and see if there's people who have the Nintendo Switch and can get you a coin bag. That's the best way to do it. Or I guess if you want to just go straight up buy a Nintendo Switch and you're rich, do that as well. Now, let's say you get a Gimmighoul. How do you evolve it into Golden Go? To evolve Gimmighoul into Golden Go, you don't need candies, you need Gimmighoul coins, and you need a total of 999 to make this evolution. There's two ways to get Gimmighoul coins. Number one, from catching Gimmighouls. Every time you catch a Gimmighoul, there's a chance you can drop a coin. Not a lot of coins, but still good. The better way is spinning golden Pokestops, and this event is huge for collecting it because when you spin a golden Pokestop, you'll either get 9, 99, or even more gold coins off of spinning that. This also goes for the random Pokestops that turn gold and the golden lure. So just anything that's gold, like spin it. The best way to get a lot of gold coins is to host something called a golden lure module party, in which a bunch of people from your area collect golden lures, because you can only hold one at a time and drop them all at the same time. Then for the next 30 minutes, people will walk around that area spinning those Pokestops. You can get all 999 coins in like 30 minutes if you do this, if enough people bring their coins. But if you don't do that, again, just anything gold that you see when you're out playing, spin those. It also is a really good way to restock Pokeballs, items, and all that stuff from GoFest this past weekend, because golden lures and random Pokestops that turn gold drop more items than normal. Now, Gimmighoul and all that is not the only thing appearing during the event. What are the best spawns? Obviously, starting off with Gimmighoul, which evolves into Golden Go. Is it good? Well, Golden Go is actually a decent Pokemon, being the number 10 ghost type attacker in Pokemon Go with Hex and Shadow Ball, and being ranked 40 in the Master League, a good core breaker. Party had Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle also appearing in the wild, which you can evolve Bulbasaur into Venusaur, Mega Venusaur being the number 2 grass type attacker in Pokemon Go. You can also evolve Charmander into Charizard, in which Mega Charizard Y is the number 1 fire type attacker in Pokemon Go. And you can evolve Squirtle into Blastoise. Blastoise is currently ranked 83 in the Great League, and Mega Blastoise is a decent water type attacker in Pokemon Go. More importantly, you can also catch Bulbasaur's, Charmanders, or Squirtles to grind candies and XL candies for the Gigantamax variants of these Pokemon if you want to power them up. Now, other starter Pokemon are of course appearing on different days during the event. What are the best starters in Pokemon Go? Let's go through it. First of all, Chikorita, Totodile, and Tepig specifically are the new starter Pokemon appearing in the Legends ZA game, which is upcoming. And this game is to be set in Kalos, where Mega Evolution originated. So there's a chance that these Pokemon could get Mega Evolutions in the future. So you might want to grab yourself some good IVs of them, because they could be getting Megas that will come to the main series of games and then Pokemon Go at some point. Totodile, as also mentioned, can evolve into Feraligatr, which is currently ranked 13 in the Great League, 24 in the Ultra League, and Feraligatr is the number 19 water type attacker in Pokemon Go with Waterfall and Hydro Cannon. Trico is also appearing in the wild, which evolves into Sceptile. Mega Sceptile is the number 1 grass type attacker in Pokemon Go with Bullet Seed and Frenzy Plant. Torchic's appearing in the wild, evolve that into Blaziken. Mega Blaziken being the number 2 fire type attacker in Pokemon Go with Fire Spin and Blast Burn. Mega Blaziken is also the number 3 fighting type attacker in Pokemon Go with Counter and Focus Blast. Mudkip's appearing in the wild, which evolves into Swampert. Mega Swampert is the number 2 water type attacker in Pokemon Go with Water Gun and Hydro Cannon. Mega Swampert being the number 10 ground type attacker in Pokemon Go with Mudshot and Earthquake. Oshawott appearing in the wild, which evolves into Samurott, being the number 18 water type attacker in Pokemon Go with Waterfall and Hydro Cannon. It's also ranked number 9 in the Great League and 46 in the Ultra League. Also, with the upcoming Hisuian Celebration event later this month, maybe Pokemon Go will allow us to evolve our regular Oshawotts into Hisuian Samurotts, which could be a pretty cool Pokemon to go ahead and grab if we can make that evolution. Chespin's appearing in the wild, which evolves into Chestnut, being the number 14 grass type attacker in Pokemon Go with Vine Whip and Frenzy Plant. Froakie spawning in the wild, evolve that into Greninja. You're looking at the number 14 water type attacker with Water Shuriken and Hydro Cannon. Greninja is also ranked 98 in the Great League. Rowlet's appearing in the wild, evolve that into Decidueye, the number 18 grass type attacker in Pokemon Go with Magical Leaf and Frenzy Plant. Litten can also evolve into Incineroar, being the number 16 dark type attacker in Pokemon Go with Snarl and Darkness Lariat. Popplio appearing in the wild, which evolves into Primarina. Primarina is the number 12 water type attacker with Waterfall and Hydro Cannon, and the number 10 fairy type attacker with Charm and Moon Blast, and also ranked 99 in the Master League. For Generation 8, we do have Grookey, Sobble, and Scorbunny, which their Gigantamax variants just did recently come out, so you can go ahead and grind candies for those Pokemon in the wild. You could also catch Grookey evolving into Rillaboom, the number 10 grass type attacker in Pokemon Go with Razor Leaf and Grass Knot. Moving on to Generation 9, we have Sprigatito evolving into Meowscarada, the number 12 grass type attacker with with a Leafage and Frenzy Plant, Fuecoco, which evolves into Skeledirge, ranked 144 in the Great League and 34 in the Ultra League, and Quaxly, which does evolve into Quaxquaval, I don't know how to say that Pokemon, which will be the number 9 water type attacker once it gets its Community Day later this month with its new move Hydro Cannon. Overall, a lot of great starter Pokemon to grab, make sure you get them. As far as raids to go after during the event, if you really want to get shiny K-Cat Pikachu or shiny Party Hat Eevee, of course you can raid these, but I always just say raiding for shinies is just usually not that good unless it's a legendary, because then it has more value than just a non-legendary Pokemon. These Pokemon usually sometimes also get their own events in the wild, so they might appear then. But Cobalion is appearing in the 5-star raids, which is ranked 31 in the Ultra League, but you will need to Elite TM on Sacred Sword to get this ranking. Now remember to use Pineapple Berries on any of the wild spawns. Regular Pineapple Berries multiply your catch candy by 2 and Silvers by 2.34. Anything that you want more candies for, using Pineapple Berries to double your candy is effective. Also, Mega Evolve a Pokemon. When you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, any Pokemon you catch that shares a type with the Mega, you'll get more candy, XP, and XL candy for catching Pokemon of that type. During this event, what Mega should you Mega Evolve? Well, here are some recommendations. Number 1, Primal Groudon, giving you boosted catch candy for all of the fire and grass type starters spawning in the wild. Primal Kyogre will give you Mega Boost for any of the water type starters and Pikachus spawning in the wild. Or Mega Gengar or Mega Banette, which will give you more candies for Gimmighoul you catch during the event. Mega Gengar specifically will also boost Bulbasaur. Which one should you go with? Well, if you're going to be grinding the wild spawns, I would go with Primal Groudon, and then when you open your coin bag, if you have one, Mega Evolve a Ghost type so you can get more candies for Gimmighoul, because Gimmighoul candies are pretty tough to get. Also, remember to trade away Pokemon, and trading is huge during the event. Not only when you trade away a Pokemon, you'll get 1 regular candy, but if the distance between where those 2 Pokemon were caught is over 100 kilometers, you're going to get 3 regular candies and a guaranteed XL candy. So any Gimmighouls you catch, you can trade them for distance caught Pokemon and grind Gimmighoul candies that way. But not only that, trading specifically during this event, Pokemon that are rarer that you might have caught at Go Fest, if you followed my tips that you want good IVs for, is essential, because the odds of a Pokemon going lucky from a random trait is higher during the event. Lucky Pokemon are going to be half the amount of starters to power up and have an IV floor of 12, 12, 12, meaning there's a 1 in 64 chance that a Pokemon that goes lucky is a hundo. So I don't know, if you caught Frigibaxes this weekend, get your friend to trade you over Frigibaxes during the event. There's a high odds you could end up with a perfect IV Frigibax. Also, interact with your friends every single day, because the odds of hitting lucky friends has gone higher during the event, and we do get 2 special trades every single day during this event. So if you can hit lucky friends with any of your best friends, do lucky trades that way, and then also trade for the increased chance of random luckies. You could be leaving with a bunch of luckies during the event and a bunch of good IVs. So don't sleep on trading, it's huge during the event. Remember to also station Pokemon at power spot. If you take on any Dynamax battles, if you drop a Pokemon in the power spot after, it will grind candies for you every time somebody attacks that power spot. So dropping in rare Gigantamax Pokemon, Dynamax legendaries, or whatever Pokemon you might need candies for into those power spots is huge. Finally, remember to go ahead and transfer Pokemon. Jigglypuff Spotlight Hour, July 22nd, 6 to 7 p.m. is your next 2 times transfer candy event. Mark it on your calendars, hold on to your rare Pokemon until then, and transfer them then for 2 times the amount of candy. Now you need 35 Platinum Medals, go from level 48 to 49 Pokemon Go. Which one should you work on during the event? I'll keep this quick. All your type medals here, any of these you haven't completed, especially any of the starter ones, the grass, fire, and water, catch those types of Pokemon to finish these medals. The Rising Star Medal, defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids, specifically things like Pikachu or Eevee. In the costumes, I believe if you raid them, since they're a costume, they get you a different point towards this medal. So if there's any Pokemon in raids you've never raided, do this. On the topic of Pikachu, the Pikachu fan medal, catch 1,000 Pikachus, a great one to work on, especially if you go ahead and play that Spotlight Hour for Pikachu on July 1st, 6 to 7 p.m. where Pikachu is spawning everywhere. You can go ahead and catch them to work on this medal. Also, if you receive a Pikachu from a trade, it counts towards this medal, so you can grind it in that way as well. Now remember, friendship levels are increasing faster as well during the event. And if you hit best friends with a trainer, you get 100,000 XP, doubled on a lucky egg, 200,000 XP. During this event, again, goes with lucky trades, interact with as many friends as possible, battle in raids with them, open their gifts, send them gifts. You can also just do like a regular trainer battle with them. Interacting with your friends is huge. If you don't know, also once you've interacted with a friend, they'll have a blue circle around their icon so you can know if you've interacted with them already. You can also search interactable in your friends list to see what friends you haven't interacted with that day. While you're in that area, also go into your advanced settings in your settings menu. Remember to download all assets in there. That'll download all the game assets to your phone, so your game is pulling the assets off your phone, not the internet, making for a smoother gameplay experience. You can also go ahead and activate native refresh rate while you're in there. This will use your phone's native refresh rate for a much smoother gameplay experience. While you're grinding this event as well, if you're grinding the wild spawns, activate Palkia Spatial Rend ability. This will double your spawn distance from 40 to 80 meters. The more Pokemon you can see in the wild, the more you can catch, the more enjoyment you're going to get. Also really good if you're trying to complete the shiny family for the Party Hat Pokemon appearing in the wild. Now these starters are also not easy to catch, so activating an adventure effect like Ice Burn from White Kyurem will give you a 1.5 times catch multiplier. This can be handy for not only if you're doing Cobalion raids, but also all the starter Pokemon have always been annoying to catch, so it could make it a bit more enjoyable. Finally, we do have the new Behemoth Blade Adventure effect, giving you a 10% damage boost in raids and 5% in max battles. If you're gonna be taking on a bunch of max battles or raids like during a raid hour or something, this could be another good option if your team needs a bit more firepower. Behemoth Bash from Zamazenta also does the same thing, but for defense, but I think offense is the best defense. Now, just as a reminder, here's a couple mini events in this event you might not want to miss. Pikachu Spotlight Hour wearing the party hat July 1st from 6 to 7 p.m. with the bonus of 2 times catch Stardust. Feel free to play this event because with a star piece, you can be getting 300 Stardust per catch, which is really, really good. If you do play this event though, I would probably activate Ice Burn because Pikachu is not the easiest to catch. Raid Hour for Cobalion is June 18th from 6 to 7 p.m. in which Cobalion will be everywhere in raids. So if you want to do Cobalion raids, not bad to go after. EV Calm Day will then be July 5th and 6th from 2 to 5 p.m. each day. Yes, the Community Classic for this Pokemon is back with the bonus of quarter egg hatch distance. So if you want to hatch a bunch of eggs, go after it during that event. Also good for anyone who needs to complete the Shiny Eevee family if you haven't. Now remember, we do have the bonus of 2 times daily adventure instance duration during the season. So make sure you use it every single day during the season because technically you have like 2 times odds of encountering Galarian Bird because it's double the time, right? Is that mathing? Nonetheless, remember to use daily adventure instance when it is windy weather because you'll have higher odds of encountering a Galarian Bird. Finally, remember to attend community ambassador meetups. If you go into Campfire, you sort by meetups and you look for the ones hosted by a community ambassador. This week you can get a bunch of extra things. Specifically, attend the July 1st Spotlight Hour for Pikachu and you check in, you will get a time booster that will get you a free super incubator. On Raid Hour on July 2nd for Cobalion, check in at a community ambassador meetup and you'll get a free raid pass. And for Eevee Community Day on July 5th and 6th, both days, if you check in, you will get a free timed research that will get you an incense, a star piece, and a lure module. If there's no community ambassador meetups near you, feel free to also go to other meetups because that's where you're going to find people to play with, people to trade with, people to raid with, etc., and have the best time during this event. Watch these other 2 videos on screen. If you enjoyed this one, you'll learn something from those. Happy birthday, Pokemon Go. 1 year away and we're at 10 years. What a journey it's been. Follow for more tips. Peace.